I found that photo in the sofa, and it's from way back in '01. So I guess there's much I never told you, like who I am, who I love, where I've been and where I came from. Grew up on 913 of Blue Rock. Memories of 6 kids running around those halls. Then out in the California sunshine, we wore no shoes through alley-oops and shattered windows, throwing baseballs. Mom packed me a brown bag every day, from 5 years old up to 18. A note that said I love you XO, and all my friends, they're begging me, making bids on Mom's fresh cookies. And I quit playing ball at age 15, traded my new bat for an old guitar. It broke Dad's heart, but he still loved me, and he was there at every show. No more jersey, just tuxedos. I hear you laughing, and I see you smile. You know that you're my everything. Life of the party as you dance around. You've got me 10 feet off the ground. I can breathe, I can see when I got your can see when I got your love, when I got your love. Oh, I can dream, I believe when I got your love, when I got your love, when I got your I don't cry when it rains no more, or I get dirt on my shoes. I don't mind climbing 8 more floors, 'cause these stairs are all heading to you. I don't wait for tomorrow's sunshine when I feel it today. And when it's cold in the dead of winter, remember that snow melts away. One more cold drink, one more roll, one more dance before the doors get closed. Please remember, enjoy the show. Let's get happy before we get old. We don't need plans or a fancy agenda. Well, let's just see where it goes. We got no care for the way people stare at the dust and the dirt on our clothes. Hey, my friend, we'll never say remember when, if we keep on making memories where we stand, where we stand. One more cold drink, one more roll, one more dance before the doors get closed. Please remember, enjoy the show. Let's get happy before we get old. And go put on that old wedding dress now. Probably still fits like a glove. And tell the band to play one more slow song, 'cause you still have all my love. One more cold drink, one more roll, one more dance before the doors get closed. Please remember, enjoy the show. Let's get happy before we get old. One more cold drink, one more roll, one more dance before the doors get closed. Please remember, enjoy the show. Let's get happy before we get old. Let's get happy before we get old. No more whiskey, I'll have a Coke. Catching bass on an old fishing boat. One more story from Grandpa Joe. Let's get happy before we get old.
We're flying in the wind. Look.
This year, whether you're learning from home or at school, meet the animals, plants, and people of the Desert Museum. Our virtual programs are engaging, educational, and interactive. Bring your learning to life with the Arizona Sonora Desert Museum. Discover the desert and sign up for a virtual program today.
It's Gala time.
Thank you for joining us today for the 2022 Hybrid Desert Gala event.
Wilma and I welcome you to the Gala.
Hi, welcome to the Gala.
Welcome to the Gala.
Welcome to the Gala.
Thank you for joining us and have a great evening.
It's Gala time!
We would like to acknowledge that the Desert Museum sits on the traditional lands of the Thana Atham and interprets the traditional lands of numerous indigenous nations. We would like to thank them for their partnership in stewarding this region and for sharing their knowledge of how to live in harmony in the Sonoran Desert.
Good evening. I'm Steve Brigham, Chair of the Board of Trustees of the Desert Museum. It is my honor to welcome you to the 2022 Desert Museum Gala presentation. Although we are optimistic that the pandemic is abating, we are still not able to have you all here on site at the museum. While some of our sponsors are here on the grounds of the museum helping us with the event, most of you will be able to enjoy and participate in the gala through the comfort of your own home. So whether you are here in person or cozy at home, I hope you are healthy and ready for a wonderful evening. This evening's gala presentation promises to be fun and educational while showcasing some of the incredibly important things happening at the Desert Museum. Please know that your participation in this event is so important, especially considering the challenges of the past few years. So be sure to get your final bids in for the many special one-of-a-kind treasures at our online auction. And remember what you're supporting, the incredible mission of the Desert Museum. So thank you for being part of our gala. Thanks for supporting the museum, and enjoy the evening.
Hello, I'm Craig Avani. I'm the Executive Director of the Desert Museum. I want to welcome you to the museum's 29th annual gala. As you know, the fact that we're doing this virtually means it's another year that's not exactly normal. But despite that, we've been able to have 2 hybrid events where we can actually host it and actually have you participating. A few people on grounds, mostly people are participating from home. One of the most exciting parts of it is, of course, having our online auction, which of course is still open. So you can still participate, and there's all sorts of very interesting events and items that you can bid on. So I encourage you, when you get done listening to this, please be looking at that auction and bid early, bid often. I also want to take this opportunity to talk about some of the upcoming features of the museum, one of which is a new exhibit that is going to be a little while before we actually build it, but we're in the fundraising for it and engineering right now, and that's called Riparian Adventure. That exhibit complex is going to be a renovation of the otter exhibit. It's going to have a new gallery of riparian trees. It's going to turn a snack bar into a learning laboratory, and perhaps most exciting is to have a simulated stream where kids of all ages can get in and get wet and learn about the water in the desert right here on our grounds. There are many other things that we have that are in the pipeline. You'll be hearing more about this exhibit and those projects in the months to come. In the meanwhile, we just hope that you have a great time with this event today. Thank you so much for being a part of it, and we look forward to seeing you on grounds in the very near future.
I'm Debbie Kolodner, Director of Conservation, Education, and Science. When I tell people that I work at the Desert Museum, their reaction is pretty predictable and usually involves the word love, like, I love that place. What do they love about it? It could be a particular animal, or the gardens, or the minerals. But for me, it's the authenticity. And I believe that's grounded in a foundation in conservation and science. The museum's founders, Arthur Pack and Bill Carr, were dedicated to understanding, teaching about, and conserving the amazing biodiversity and natural stories of the Sonoran Desert. They recruited scientists and conservationists to the staff and board of trustees. Over the decades, the museum's science staff included the who's who list of Sonoran Desert ecology, people like Richard Felger, Gary Nabhan, Mark Dimmitt, Tom Van Devender, and Rick Bruska. The museum's science has provided a key pillar supporting conservation of ecosystems throughout the Sonoran Desert, including protected areas and reserves as far south as endangered tropical deciduous forest in southern Sonora, and as far north as Ironwood Forest National Monument in our backyard. Today, we are building upon these natural history discoveries to develop a deeper understanding of our interconnected natural and social systems. Our goal is to preserve biodiversity, and we do this through work in 4 main areas: invasive species, pollinator ecology, endangered species, and native and heritage foods. Invasive species are a threat to biodiversity throughout the Sonoran Desert, as in much of the world. The museum currently focuses on the science and management of invasive weeds, primarily bufflegrass, which currently has the greatest potential to transform our saguaro Palo Verde forests into fire-prone grasslands, endangering biodiversity and human health and property. We are studying the impact of bufflegrass fires on saguaros and developing a potential natural herbicide that's selective for bufflegrass. We partner with the University of Arizona and regional land managers to develop sustainable strategies for maintaining and restoring desert landscapes that can support biodiversity and mitigate the threat of fire for plants, wildlife, and people. In the realm of pollinators, the museum's current work focuses on understanding the diversity and ecology of native bees. Our region is one of the most bee diverse in the world, with more than 700 species, yet we know very little about the needs and habits of these preeminent pollinators. Building on the museum's long history of pollinator research and education, we work with colleagues at the University of Arizona and Pima Community College to understand the current status of native bees, factors that affect their diversity and abundance, and actions that can help to conserve their populations and functions in our ecosystem. These efforts rely on a team of volunteer scientists, resulting in a collection of nearly 20,000 bees, which will be used to answer ecological and conservation questions for decades to come. Moreover, we offer college and high school students the opportunity to contribute to this work through authentic research experiences. Like zoos around the world, the museum also applies its unique husbandry experience in efforts to save endangered species. The museum works with state, federal, and tribal agencies in both the U.S. and Mexico to help conserve threatened and endangered animals and plants. Staff develop husbandry and horticultural techniques and participate in field surveys, reintroductions, and research. The museum cares for populations of fish, amphibians, reptiles, and plants for the purposes of salvage, assurance, and propagation. Knowledge developed at the museum has led to the first successful breeding of several aquatic species, including most recently the Sonoida mud turtle and Mexican garter snake. Building on a long history of ethnobotanical research, teaching, and outreach, the museum will be expanding its research in the area of food sustainability. We will work with Native American, university, and other partners to understand and conserve the wild relatives of modern-day crops, and expand the regional food system to include arid-adapted native foods. Native and other arid-adapted plants are an important hedge against the effects of climate change. They can provide low-cost, low-maintenance food supplies for households and local producers, as well as genetic material to adapt larger-scale agriculture to a changing climate. In each of the 4 focal areas, the museum partners with university researchers, conservation practitioners, land managers, and community members to answer questions and solve problems we face today, and prepare for the challenges of the future. The museum is unique in its strong linkage of science to public engagement, an equally critical part of conservation. The museum science team engages creatively with museum artists, educators, and interpreters, including its 200 docents, to develop messaging for exhibits and programs, as well as opportunities for public participation, such as community science, pollinator and native foods gardening, biodiversity surveys, bufflegrass polls, and native foods cooking classes. Building on its legacy of science and education, And with your support, the museum will continue to conserve biodiversity throughout our region. So thank you for joining us and enjoy the 2022 Gala.
Hello, welcome to the 2022 Gala. My name is Ashley, this is Amelia, and right here we have Elvira. Elvira is a black vulture, and these creatures play amazing roles in our environment. They help take care of being the cleanup crew out there, making sure we don't have things decaying and rotting away out there. So they play a very important part. But with that comes a lot of different things like being terrified of the world. Sometimes when you eat dead things, they're not always dead when you go to get them. They're just taking a nap. So you gotta be scared of things out there. And then a lot of other animals will eat those as easy prey items, or prey items as in they're already dead, so they don't have to work to get them. So she's always nervous about things around her. But with that, we've done a lot of training to get her ready for theater shows, and I'm gonna pass it over to Amelia to talk about how we've been working on that.
Alrighty, so Elvira's been with us for 7 years now. When we first got her, she was absolutely terrified of most things. And that kind of goes along with her nature, but we did build up a lot of confidence, especially with these last 2 years of COVID. It kind of gave us an opportunity to build up her confidence. We worked on crating first. We've got her stationing on the scale to get weights on her, and stationing really nicely on the glove now, which is fantastic. 2 years ago, we would not have seen this. She used to move around a ton more and was not really settled as much. So now she's doing really great. She's built her confidence up, and she is very close to being ready to be in theaters.
So come see Elvira soon in our theater programs, but thank you so much for joining us at the 2022 Gala.
Hi, my name is Carly. I am one of the mammalogy and ornithology keepers here at the Desert Museum. We are all so happy that you are joining us for this year's 2022 Gala. So I'm going to chat briefly with you about one of our amazing cats, our ocelot. She is 4 years old. She was born here at the Desert Museum as part of the Species Survival Program, which is an AZA captive breeding program that helps genetically diversify species that are endangered or threatened or on the verge of extinction in the wild. Now, the population of ocelots here in the United States used to be through Arizona, Texas, Louisiana, and through Arkansas. Now there's less than 100 species here in the United States. They do have populations throughout Central and South America and through Argentina. Their numbers now, like I said, are less than 100, and they're very elusive cats, so they're typically pretty hard to study in the wild. They usually study them through trail cameras. Now, they were once poached for their beautiful fur, as you see. She has gorgeous pelt, but it is now illegal to hunt ocelots, and it's illegal to bring their fur into the United States. However, their biggest threat today isn't poaching, it's actually habitat fragmentation and habitat loss. They're more likely to be hit by a car than poached by a hunter. They're very elusive cats, like I said, and they're also very territorial. So typically, a male will overlap his territory with several females, if he's lucky, and they will mark that territory with urine. So you'll probably smell her before you see her when you come and visit her at Cat Canyon. Now, one of her favorite things to do is once the keeper has cleaned and we scrubbed her area, as soon as we leave and lock that door, she runs and she sprays all the areas we just cleaned because, well, she's just being an ocelot, right? So she is an excellent hunter. Ocelots will hunt at night. They'll eat anything from small mammals, like rodents or rabbits. They'll eat birds, sometimes reptiles. However, they are pretty picky eaters. Most animals, they'll eat their prey, their fur, their feathers, or they'll just pluck it off while they're eating it. Ocelots will typically pluck everything off before they even get started. And if you noticed, she did go to every little bit of food that we provided her and to see which she wanted to eat first or which she liked best. And sometimes she does let us know that she doesn't like this item anymore, so we have to figure out something else for her. We give them enrichment as well. All of our animals get a new type of enrichment every day. I put out one of her favorites, which is perfume. Animals animals love new scents in the wild, and if you see, she likes to smell it, rub it. She loves her perfume enrichment. I think I've yammered on enough, and you guys have a gala to enjoy. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you come visit our ocelot and all the rest of the amazing animals here at the Desert Museum. Have a wonderful evening.
Hello, my name is Emma Califf. I am the invertebrate keeper here at the Arizona Sonoran Desert Museum. I take care of all the not so creepy critters that we have crawling around here.
Hi, I'm George Lambert, and I'm one of the reptile keepers here at HIIZ at the Arizona Sonoran Desert Museum. What I primarily take care of are snakes, lizards, a lot of rattlesnakes, and also one of these animals over here, I got a Gila monster. A couple cool things about Gila monsters is they are found around here in the Tucson area. They spend about 99% of their life underground. And another cool thing about them, it's probably the coolest thing about them, is that they're venomous, and they're actually the only venomous lizard in the United States, and they're one of our largest lizards.
Speaking of, George, I have a question for you. Is the Gila monster's bones on the inside or the outside of its body?
They are on the inside.
See, that's very interesting. That's very interesting because a tarantula's bones are on the outside of its body. That's called an exoskeleton. And it's still a protective layer, it provides structure, but it's all on the outside of their body. They have no bones on the inside of their body. So when you see them walking around like that, just keep that in mind. Thank you so much for joining us.
We hope you enjoy this year's gala.
Thank you for joining us for the 29th annual Desert Gala Hybrid event. We would like to extend our thanks to all of our sponsors tonight because without you, the Desert Museum would not be able to continue our important work here in the Sonoran Desert. We are so grateful for you. Please visit the Gala website at desertmuseum.org/gala to view this year's sponsors and support them in the community as well. We would also like for you to check out our online auction at qtego.net/qlink/Desert Museum. You have until 8 p.m. tonight to get your final bids in. So let's go take a look at some of these auction items. There are some very special items up for bid in this year's online auction. With over 150 items on the virtual auction lineup, we have to thank all of the wonderful donors for their incredible support of the museum in this way. Remember that you can bid up until the auction closes this evening at 8 p.m. Arizona time. You can see a handful of items featured here that include local food and drink, handcrafted jewelry, a woven rug made in Oaxaca, Mexico, and there are even vacation trips to Mexico. For the sports fans, we have a signed University of Arizona women's team basketball, and for the kiddos, there are packages that feature desert books and toys. We hope that you have a wonderful evening and know that your support makes a difference to the Desert Museum.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for coming to the gala. We really appreciate your support and help, and we hope you had a good time and be safe going home.
Thank you for joining us for the Desert Gala. Head over to our Facebook page to catch the live raffle drawing right now, and have a wonderful evening.